I'm Reverend Dr. Marlene Morris, and my intention here at Spirit Central is that if you need a little lift, if you need a little faith, if you need a better understanding of your relationship with Spirit, well, that's why I'm here. And you are always welcome to join me. I like to think that we are a kind of spiritual clinic. We'll help you feel better if you're feeling bad, and we'll help you feel even better if you're already feeling pretty fine. And we can function as a spiritual urgent care if that happens to be where you are at any given moment. If you've been hanging around here for a while, you already know the answer to the question, but for those who may be new to this, I'm often asked, since we are obviously non-traditional, if we believe in God. And I want you to know that the answer is an unqualified yes. Then the next question usually is, so what else is it that you believe? And here's the answer in a little nutshell. We believe that there is a creative, motivating power in the universe and beyond the universe as we know it and understand it. Call it God, call it Allah, call it Jesus, call it the Force, call it what you will. It answers to, at least 1,000 names. And it doesn't seem to care what it's called, not really. It is the intelligence and the activity and the power and, I believe, the love back of all creation. And it is the higher life within each one of us. When we realize that, we can direct our connection to it to heal our lives, and I believe to heal our world. That's the nutshell. So now you know. To set the tone for the evening, I'd like to go right into what I'm going to talk about tonight. So if you don't mind holding on to your thoughts and comments for just a few minutes, I'll jump in and do this, and then we can talk when the talk is over, if that works for you. And I hope it does. So, my friends, you've all heard me talk about it before if you've listened to me for any time, but it always seems to bear repeating. For hundreds of years, map makers wrote, "Beyond this place, there be dragons." I love that. Don't you kind of want to put that sign up in your house somewhere or on your desk at the office? "Beyond this place there be dragons" indicated that the known world stopped where the sign was posted and that anything might happen beyond the sign. Those who believed in the known world stopped and retreated. Those who dared ignored the signs and pushed on. Because of their courage, we have now circumnavigated the globe and discovered and mapped most of the physical world. And we have removed the dragon signs from our maps. But don't get too comfortable. Not just yet. Dragons still exist. They've just changed form. Instead of being giant lizard-like creatures, they now look more like environmental issues, financial crises, racism and terrorism and pandemic disease, enmity, lack, hunger. Add your own stuff to that. See, what I believe is that all of these modern-day dragons now threaten the known world, or more specifically, the world as we know it. Real-life dragons, threats, lurk just at the edges of our comfort zones. some in the seeming realities of the world around us, and some in the dark corners of our own minds. There's still a lot of work to be done before we can comfortably call this place we inhabit a paradise for everyone. There are today's dragons to be tamed, adventures to be undertaken, and unimagined discoveries yet to be made. There is a great deal that can be done to make our individual lives richer and fuller. And there is an incredible world that awaits all of us just beyond the limits of our current understanding. A world that works, not just for one person or group of people, but a world that works for everyone. A world that we can create when we are willing to journey beyond the confines of our previous beliefs and commit ourselves to the adventure of believing and loving and working together at a higher level. Beyond this place, there is healing and power and abundance and peace of mind and life direction and inspiration and motivation and purpose. And there are miracles just waiting for us. It all begins with belief. At one time, people believed in dragons. Most don't so much anymore. But we still need to believe, and in order to banish the today dragons, we need to believe in something greater than ourselves. Because there are times in every life when we need to turn to something greater, something more powerful, more unlimited than we believe the world can supply. And certainly something much greater than in the moment we believe that we are. By whatever name it speaks most clearly to you, nature, Allah, God, Jesus, life, universe, the force, the 10,000 names of God, by whatever name, and feel free to make one up if the old ones don't work for you, or if the old ones remind you of a God you just can't believe in. Make one up. The Spirit doesn't care. Too often when we choose one name for that power, to the exclusion of all other names, when we elevate that one name above all others and make all the others wrong, we deny the legitimacy of someone else's faith. And friends, in doing that, we deny them. I'm a pretty huge Albert Einstein fan. There are those who say we fool ourselves when we quote Einstein to speak of God because he was an atheist. I don't believe that, not for a minute. What I do believe is that Einstein hadn't necessarily been introduced to a God that he could believe in. Now, if organized religion gets to define God and what a believer must look like, then, okay, Albert was an atheist. But if we allow one of the world's greatest minds a little latitude, then Albert had, a whole lot to say about the infinite. This supposed atheist wrote, "I want to know God's thoughts. The rest are details." And in pursuit of that knowledge, he spent his life trying to solve the mysteries that might ultimately reveal God's thoughts. To find what he was searching for, Einstein looked deeply into space, and as deeply into the laws that govern the known universe. If we, in our spiritual quests, can take anything from this great mind, it might be this. If you want to know the thoughts of God, look around. Look around. If our lives are the reflection of our thoughts and beliefs, and we are created in the image of God, then it stands to spiritual reason that this world, this cosmos, is a reflection of the beliefs and the thoughts, the inner workings of the mind of God. And I like what I see when I look. Through the telescope, we see astounding beauty, infinity, order, unlimited horizons, intelligence. And when we look through the magnifying glass at the world that surrounds us, we see beauty and order and intelligence and abundance and love. Yes, love. And when we look through the looking glass at our world, we see the same beauty and order and intelligence and love. It seems that we are cared for at the most basic and important levels. The basic needs of our lives are provided for. Food, water, air, gravity, all are plentiful and free for everyone. The natural beauty that surrounds us is vast and varied and acceptable to all who would open their eyes. Our physical bodies are nothing short of miraculous. And it doesn't take an Einstein to realize that most of our stress-produced illnesses and woes are not factory installed, but are, in fact, products of our own making. We have created lives that are overproduced, overstressed, overworked, and undervalued. We are so busy trying to make enough money to live our lives that there isn't enough time to enjoy our living. You know, thanks to computers and Wi-Fi, we can now get away from the office for a while without getting away from work at all. We tend to stop working only when we are ill, but we become ill because we're working too hard. We function in this world, we produce in this world, but I'm not sure we're doing much living in this world. What we need to know is that there is a world parallel to this, a spiritual world that overlaps the material one. And when we are willing to really look around, when we are willing to see with our inner eye and feel with our souls, the world that we live in becomes a whole lot less cut and dried. The edges between the worlds become soft. And we discover that we can as easily choose to live in one world as in the other. The blending of the two worlds, the elimination or lifting of the veil provides insight and guidance and solution. Just beyond the known world, the spiritual world with its wealth of creative potential, with its storehouse of unreleased masterpieces, with its higher reality and healing power, awaits our recognition of it. There is the world of all possibility. There is the world of unlimited opportunity. There is the world of inspiration of the highest order. There, Mr. Einstein, is where one encounters the thoughts of God. You know, it's a very different world since 9/11, in a world of ways. Fear, confusion, distrust, anxiety levels all have mounted. Religious wars, invasions, all in the name of God, yours, ours, theirs. I wonder, is there really a God? I mean, is there one named deity who presides over the universe? In which case, we'd better figure out pretty quickly who that is and get busy placating it. Or is there a power, a presence, a force for good? Pay attention, a force for good that has blessed us with this earth, this life, and set us free to explore and participate in the creation of an ever-evolving paradise. And are we doing that? It seems to me that sometimes we are very busy playing the very dangerous game of my God is bigger than your God, when in fact we all claim to believe that there is only one. And if that is so, does it not make sense that it would appear differently to each people so that they could relate to it in terms that they understood? Just as we are, each of us, different people when we are with our friends and our coworkers and our parents and our children, with our acquaintances and with strangers, just as we don different personalities in our home, work, and social environments, why would God not do so in order to make itself known and available and understandable to people who have been raised in different cultures, with different understandings, different mores, and different rituals? Just as we are still the same person, though we might present ourselves differently to each group of people that we engage with, so too might not God? If there is only one, there is only one. And if there is only one, then our God is not different from their God. How could it be? It is not. It is one. It is the same. It is up to us to find the common denominators that allow us to see through the various presentations, the varied understandings, to the presenter, to the one, to the creation. My friend Albert said no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. It is difficult, if not impossible, to solve the problems of this world while we are enmeshed in them. Not only must we be aware of the higher reality, but we must step into that other world. We must learn to think from it, act from it, if we are to find solutions to our individual and collective challenges. So, okay, fine. How do we do that? How do we do that? We can follow the models set by those who so many years ago were courageous enough to go beyond the signs that indicated the presence of dragons. And because of that, discovered a whole new world. Friends, look for signs. Breathe, center. Focus on the job at hand and notice what you can see. You know, in the day we see one bright light, don't we? But in the darkness, we can see the multitude of lights, if we look. It is in contrast to the dark that all the light becomes visible. The divine mystery and the human mysteries, unknowns, are really the same. We must look in the darkness to find our light, our guiding pattern. Even as the early navigators waited for the evening to find guidance from the stars. The guiding lights are there, even in the heat of day. but we do not see them because we are distracted by or blinded by the appearances that have garnered our complete attention. Nonetheless, the lights are there, waiting for us to welcome the dark night and see what we have not seen during the day. Whether we are looking into the heavens for answers to the divine mysteries, or looking into our own souls for answers to our more personal questions, matters not. That we look is what matters. That we look deeply, unafraid of the darkness, knowing that once we have focused, we will see the lights. If we look, we will find what we seek, and we will discover places and spaces we never even knew existed before. The Bible talks about the void. In truth, there is no void. There is only the darkness in which our eyes have not yet focused. Space is filled with wonders not visible during ordinary hours. Inner space is similarly rich and fertile and filled with undiscovered opportunities and unsuspected wonders. The void is an illusion created by day blindness. It is the inability to see beyond the one dominant glare that has our attention, to surrender to the darkness, to readjust our thinking, to refocus our sight, to break habits that have our attention so completely that we don't even realize that we are at the effect of them. We are habitual creatures, and there are habits we must break before we can become really the powerful beings that we are meant to be. So, how do you break a habit? Well, you can't just do it, of course. There's that. But if you'd like a guidebook, try this. First, decide that you want to break the habit. I mean, really want to. Choose it. Get committed to it. And then make lists. List 1. Make a list of all the reasons you should do it. This is the least important list, but it's important nonetheless. Most of us rarely do what we should, at least not happily. Nor do we stick to it. Should just isn't a good motivation. There's no joy in it. There's no reward in it. New Year's resolutions don't work for most of us because they are shoulds, not want-tos or musts. So make a list of all the reasons you should do it. Then make a list of all the reasons you don't want to do it. That's what I said. Don't want to do it. If you don't want to do it, you probably won't, unless you are willing to look at the reasons you don't want to do it. Get the reasons out on the table. Take a look at it. Some of them are going to look pretty silly once you've written them out. I don't want to stick to the diet because I don't want to give up chocolate. Oh, come on, it's not forever. I don't want to go to that class because, well, why don't you want to go to that class? You looked it up, you got the information on it, you must have been interested at some point. What's the don't? Okay? Make a list of all the reasons you should. Make a list of all the reasons you don't want to. And then 3, In spite of all that, make a list of the reasons you must do it. If it isn't a must in your heart, you may never get past the second list. What we must do, we do. We just need to understand why we must. Then start doing it. Just start. If you falter, recommit and start again. You may have to do that more than once. I do, I have, and I will again, I'm sure. Just start. And if you falter, refer to your lists. And keep it up until one day you realize that you just don't do that anymore. You do what your soul has guided you to do. You go where your inner wisdom takes you. And you are no longer afraid of the dragons or the darkness, because you now know that in the darkness you can see the stars, and the stars will guide you. And therein is the formula for discovery. There are the simple directions for opening your soul to wisdom and to the discovery of new directions and new worlds. Don't be afraid to look into the seeming void. Instead, surrender to the darkness and refocus your inner eye, that you may begin to see the stars that have been waiting for so long to lead you to your greatest good. Then follow the stars. Follow your instincts. The journey will begin when you do, and you will learn finally that your inner guidance system is flawless for you. Go where you are guided. Do what you know you must do. Don't second guess the inner navigator. Be brave. Be courageous. Trust your internal navigation system and do what you know best to do. Everything else will be supplied. You have been programmed since the beginning with everything you need to navigate this thing called life. Follow your stars. And in doing so, you'll leave the dragons far behind. Beyond this place, there be dragons. But they don't have to get you. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm so glad you're here. I've had this dragon thing in the back of my mind quite a bit for the last week or so. Not sure why, but there it's been. Ah, that's good. So I just thought I would share. If you've been hanging around any length of time, you've heard me say it before. I've used that analogy more than once, but It's just so appropriate, isn't it? I mean, the map makers put that on their maps, which were wonderfully intellectual things that they had worked very, very hard for. But that was beyond my current knowledge, beyond what we understand of this world. Beyond this place, there be dragons. And then there were the people who were courageous enough to go beyond the signs, beyond their fears. And what they discovered was not dragons, but a whole new world. So, what are your dragons? Now, I have a dragon collection, don't get me wrong. I kind of like the little guys. But they're stuffed. Well, some of them are stuffed. Some of them are engraved in things, and some of them are more solid than that. And I love them. Because I love them, because I love them, I'm not afraid of them. Thank you, Laura. It's a great analogy, isn't it? And yes, Heidi, you know, if you want to go there with them, you like dragons, they set things on fire. I got to tell you, the main reason I used to watch that show that I think ended badly was for the dragons. I loved watching that. I would get terribly excited when I knew the dragons were going to be on. They were glorious, they were beautiful, they were wonderful, they were powerful. And yeah, they set things on fire. It's kind of what they do. So can you. And you don't have to have scales or anything in order to do it. How cool is that? You can look like your beautiful self and set the world on fire. Beyond this place there be dragons. So what? Dragons are cool. I'd go get mine, but they're all up on the shelf, so we'll just let them fit. They're sleeping right now. And I have, I'm going to get help getting my dragons.
Incoming!
Incoming. Whoa! Dragons!
Incoming!
She expects me to catch. She knows I'm a lousy catch.
Incoming!
Got anybody else that wants to come down?
Well,
Or is that it for now?
he's pretty fragile.
Oh, he is. Yes. He's a little sky. He's a little one. Ah, Laura has a dragon collection too.
There's your big
And
dragon.
here's my biggest dragon. Beyond this place, there be him. See how cool they are? This is a small sampling of, no, you can't, I know you like this. I need you to take this one back.
Take the black and white dragon?
Take the little guy back because he really likes that one.
I know. All right. There you go. Bye.
And I have all kinds of other dragon stuff. And I have some ceramic dragons and whatnot. These guys sit here in the office and inspire me. Aren't they lovely? It's my buddies. So, Laura was born in the year of the dragon. Yes, ma'am. That should be a warning. I love my dragons. I do. And some of them, you know, like this guy, are just the sweetest looking little things. They wouldn't hurt anybody ever. This guy, on the other hand, looks like he'd be a force to be reckoned with, doesn't he? Yeah. So, you know, beyond this space, they're bee dragons, but they're good. They're good. They do good things. They do good work in the world. We love them. Ooh, a dragon humidifier. Ooh, tell me more. So So, my friends, how's your life been this week? What is going on in your life? How many dragons have you encountered? And do we need to slay them or tame them? Or banish them? There's all kinds of things you can do with dragons. All kinds of things you can do with dragons. I don't like the idea of slaying them. A cast iron dragon humidifier for the stovetop. Ooh, how heavy is that little sucker going to be? I'm thinking. Okay, Spirit, you can stay here. Just don't try to eat the dragons, okay? How cool. See, I find the most interesting things when I talk with you guys. So, Kat, I may ask you to post the link because I'm not sure I can do it without creating havoc over here.
Yes.
But tomorrow morning on the Voice of America podcast, Dr. Paula Joyce's Voice of America podcast, Kat and I both are going to be talking about facing crises and responding to it on a personal level. I know it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and trust me, to be up and perky and, well, I can do it. I can do 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm usually up. I am up by 8 o'clock, certainly. And usually everybody's fed and moved on and everything else. It's just trying to get that all organized and be focused. So I would guess, Jen, that you probably can catch it later. It's a podcast after all. Can you listen to it more than once?
Absolutely. Just follow the link.
Follow the link. Okay, so Kat is going to post the link. I could, but I'm not sure. Let me see.
No, I'm done.
You're doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This should be it.
Okay. I just read your comment, Heidi. Call up the dragons, darling. Down to the last 3 weeks before turning in our project, everybody's on fire. I'll bet they are. I'll bet they are. Call in the dragons. Let's make friends with. See, I think that's the whole solution. You don't have to slay a dragon or a just make friends with the dragons. Yeah? Make friends with them. They're creative. They can, there are times when you want to be on fire, when you want other people to be on fire, when you want that energy going, when you want your mind to be on fire. Call in the dragons. Okay, beyond this place there be dragons. Here I go. I'm going where the dragons are. You can do that. And if the dragons don't suit you, then find something that does. Find something that does. Kat is going to post a link to Dr. Paula's show. We're doing it live at 8 o'clock in the morning. And Doctor, we included there's a cat walking across the. We included the people in Texas last Sunday in our prayer work, and Dr. Paula really responded. That she's wonderful. She really responded to that. And so tomorrow what we're going to be talking about is personal responses to challenging situations, crises. How often have you heard that something is happening and just wondered what you could do? What can I do? What can I, where I am in Ventura, in Los Angeles, in Lancaster, in wherever, how can I do anything about this? I want to do something. I would like to do something. And we're going to talk about how you can respond without physically being there. It should be an interesting show. Dr. Paula is great, and I'm excited. Yeah, live. Uh-huh. And you know, want to say things sometimes that get a reaction. I don't believe I say things I shouldn't say. I've given up on that. Because then I'm shoulding, aren't I? But I have been known to say things where people went, huh? So, yeah, live, crazy, should be fun. 8 o'clock in the morning, Cac's going to post the link so that you can come to this spot and click on the link and be there. That's how that works, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
It's already there.
Is it? See, I can't see it.
I know.
I don't know why I can't see it, but I can't see it. All right, then. So, friends, how's your week gone? What dragons have you run into? What would you like prayer for? What is going on in your life that a little prayer couldn't hurt? Oh, hold on, I have to move a dragon. It's being motivated by cat. Not cat, cat. Talk to me. Prayer work. I don't know about you, but I know there's a whole lot of stuff going on in the world that can use prayer. And there's certainly stuff going on in my life that can use prayer. And the only one who probably doesn't need prayer is Spirit over here. And if you asked him, he'd probably say he does. He needs more something. He always thinks he needs more. So, what would you like prayer for? What's going on? And how can I support you with prayer in making your life even more perfect than it already is? I have a sleeping kitty over here, so I'm going to speak softly. I don't have to whisper, he's used to my voice. I'm happy to hear that, Jennifer. I'm so sorry for your loss and the world's loss. But I'm so glad that his family is at peace, and I hope you are including yourself in that. I bet it was an interesting service. That's, those things tend to be. You're a good friend. All right, everybody. Prayer requests, please. And I'm going to just start praying, folks. I am. So if there's stuff that you want prayer and support for, please just put it into the comments. Okay, Heidi got it. I think my little buddy here has done something with my pen. Quiet breathing. Okay, Laura got it. Don't give up on me. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to start. Yeah. I got it, Jennifer. Okay, Alicia, got it. Yes. All right, I'm going to start. If you think of one, jump in there. And I'm going to ask you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Or just soft focus. You can focus if you'd like on the light behind me. Or whatever allows you to move your awareness within so that outside things don't distract you. So that the dragons are tamed for now. And I'd like you to know with me that God is where you are. Right now. God, power, creativity, answers, healing, solutions, demonstrations, manifestations. It's all part of the spiritual world. Taking an idea, which is a nebulous thing in a mind, and making it real in the world. And so we speak and instigate that process. In claiming with faith and in believing with faith that all things are possible because God is where we are right now, then that which we claim begins immediately to manifest. And so I claim for Keith the healing of his heart and well-being. I claim for Patricia peace of mind and miraculous healing. I claim for Tucker serenity, peace of mind, resilience, rest, and enough stamina to do what needs to be done without depleting her. I claim for Lynn healing from lung transplant surgery and complete and total well-being. I claim for Joan inner vision, new passion, and peace of mind, acceptance. I can't claim for Laura's cousin in Sedona peace, healing, strength, understanding, wisdom. And I claim for Laura quiet breathing and healing and renewed strength and energy. Peace of heart. I claim for Heidi that all of the work that has been put in now is simply there and wonderful, and that they are at the finish line successfully, and ahead of them is simply more success and greater good and an abundance of creativity and energy and faith. I claim for CAC success in all things, especially finding an agent and selling her amazing scripts. I claim for Chrissy the happiest birthday ever. I claim for Jennifer that she not only keeps but exceeds the goals that she claimed for herself on Sunday, and that those goals are at the forefront of her mind, and she makes all of her choices from the awareness of that, and she cannot help but succeed. I claim for Alicia courage and the bravery to step forward and launch her new podcast successfully. And everything comes together beautifully, and she is inspired and guided and happy, joy-filled at the prospect. I claim for myself the time and energy to do all that needs and wants to be done joyously. In looking at the world, we once again pray for all of those affected by the weather, that they may be safe and secure. And those whose lives were impacted by the Texas hostage crisis at Temple Beth Israel. That they understand, in fact, that they were part of a miracle and are not frightened or threatened by that, but instead are even more convinced of the presence of God in their lives. And they are at peace. And I claim that all of those who have perhaps not spoken up, but who still have dreams or desires or requests in their heart, that those too are heard by a spirit that is everywhere present and acted upon immediately. And I am so grateful for the active presence of God in each of our lives, for the spirit of creation that mobilizes the moment we believe. And I pray for our belief, for a steadfast, determined, joyous belief that allows us the space in which we may create our lives and our world. in love, in healing, in joy. I am so grateful for a God that knows only good. And I let that be so. And so it is. Wow. We have a closing song. Dragons Under My Bed. With the lyrics so you can sing along. I want to thank each of you who simply by your presence enhance this ministry. For your love and for your support, which is much appreciated. I'm in this to win the world. You know it? To make the world a winner. And so it is. Love you too, Jennifer. You are the greatest, and I love all of you, and I can't wait to see you again on Sunday. If you're up and about and free early on, use the link and join us at 8 o'clock in the morning on Voice of America and see what we have to say about what you can do to make a difference in a crisis. And you could do a lot. I love you. Go with God, because you can't really go any other way. And so it is.